So if you spend 500 bucks a day on a VSL funnel, you're not going to a very broad audience, you're going to a very specific audience. They exactly resonate with the message. You already have a proof of concept, you know the sales script would work. So if that is 500 messages a day, let's say 500 rupees per day on Facebook ads, right? 500 per day. At this scale, the reason I can be very confident that आपके ads will be profitable in the start is because I know you're spending 500 bucks a day. So if you spend 500 bucks a day on a VSL funnel, you're not going to a very broad audience, you're going to a very specific audience. They exactly resonate with the message. You already have a proof of concept, you know the sales script would work. So if that is 500 messages a day, 500 rupees per day, that's in a month how much? 15,000 in a month. That means even in a month you get 20,000 rupees sale, you're profitable. Which is very easy. Because in 15,000 you'll get at least 10 calls booked, at least 15 calls booked. And in that if you make 120,000 rupees sale, you're obviously profitable. Right? When you're doing webinars, let's say, and you're spending 500 per day, it's easy to become profitable. Why? Because you spend, let's say 20 rupees ka leader, you get 25 leads per day. In 7 days, you spend 3,500 and you get 7 into 25, 125 leads. 50 people show up, even 2 people buy your 3,000 rupees of product, you make 6,000. So you spend 3,500, you got 6,000, right? If your messaging and everything is correct and your research is on point. But what happens is, the moment you scale from here to this point, which is 10K per day, now things start to change. What happens? Your messaging gets diluted. That means, let's say you're saying something like, I help coaches who are above 5 lakh rupees close back-end sales for them. Let's say this is a message. But when I'm scaling, I cannot use this message anymore. Why? Because there are very few people who are making 5 lakhs per month consistently as a coach. Now I need to dilute my message and I need to be like, I help coaches with back-end selling. And the moment I dilute, my conversion rate, my landing page opt-in rate, my everything would dilute with that. And that's why my ad spend is increasing, but my conversion rates are decreasing. ठीक है, my conversion rates will decrease. Show up rate कम हो जाएगा, call पे show up rate, webinar पे show up rate कम हो जाएगा, landing page conversion rate कम हो जाएगा, CTR you will get less. Everything will little bit go down. Due to which in the whole thing it impacts the funnel. Now here's the case. Once you get to, let's say 50K per day, now you even dilute your message even further. If you see anyone who is right now very famous and has made a lot of money in a very short period of time, for example, किसके आ जा रहे हैं? अभी अमित पारिक के आ रहे होंगे आपको. You might be seeing Dev Gadvi, you might be seeing all these people. If you see their message is very generic. I help business owners make system. Amit Parik. I help 95 people to quit job and start a business. Dev Gadvi. I help you sell through videos, Jitesh Unmani, right? All these people need to generalize their message for everyone in order to get them. Make sense? Right now what I'm working on is, I was having 6 to 6 figures where I help experts and service providers. But now when I'm scaling to 70K, so last week I went to 70K per day and I was like, oh shit, the funnel broke down. Like we were able to become profitable, but it was not very sustainable. So I was like, oh, I need to change this now. So 70K, so I came back right now to 40K per day. Now what I do is I plan for how can I beat this 40K per month, which I figured it out in a week. Kaise karna hai? I've got the idea, right? Now I'll again scale back to 70, but the problem I know is 1 lakh पे touch करूँगा, again a problem would come. I need to come back to 60 and then go 1 lakh. And this again and again is happening when I need to come back, due to which it's not giving me the potential to reach the point that I'm looking for. Right? Abhi 50K per day. Now just imagine 1 lakh per day. Let me just give you a scope of what happens, right? Let's say मेरा Google ad account खोलते हैं. I'll just show you so that you have an idea कि what happens at that scale. So that when you are scaling yourself, you have an idea of what is happening. खुल जा भाई, please. So this is yesterday data. So yesterday 25K around was spent, right? Now if you see 138K impressions in a day. Sorry, can't see. Yes. So yesterday 25K was around spent, right? This means 138K impressions I got. Imagine 138K people saw my face. That's a lot in a day. Now if you take that for let's say 7 days, if you get for the next 7 days, see how many impressions. 1.36 million impressions. 13 लाख लोग have seen my face. इसमें repeated भी हैं, इसमें everything is over there. And when that happens, it creates a problem because now you can't scale. Right? You can't scale. What is the age group right now? I'm targeting above 27. About 27. Right? So abhi you'll see a lot of old people coming in the group. It's because I'm targeting above 27. There's a reason behind that. Because people who are playing, people who are paying were at that age only. So हमने बोला ठीक है अभी के लिए let's go to that. Then we'll come back to 2025. Right? Now just imagine this at like how much? 40k per day, 30k per day, whatever it is. Now you imagine 1 lakh per day. You'll get a million impressions in a day. And when that happens, आपका scale पूरा खराब हो जाएगा. Now what is the solution of this? अगर इतना बड़ा problem create होने वाला है, then what is the solution for this? The solution for this is to understand there's a scale, there's a weighing scale. So मैं एक weighing scale बनाता हूँ. Right, there's a weighing scale right now. Right, over here is basically your CPA, cost per action. That means maybe they are becoming a lead, they're buying something, whatever it is, right? Cost per action. And now you're like, Himanshu, मैं तो organic करता हूँ. How is this useful for me? Well, this is useful for you because you also have a cost of acquiring, cost per action. That is your time. So if you're spending 60 minutes to book a call, that's your cost per action. If you are sending 60 messages to get one call booked, that is your cost per action. Your cost per action is 60 messages. If you are spending money, our cost per action is money. Make sense? The second thing over here that you need to see is conversion rate. But the problem is this conversion rate is time by time will decrease. Time by time, this conversion rate will keep on decreasing a little bit. So now the only thing I can play on is something called as average order value. Now let me explain what do I mean by that. There's a simple thing that you need to understand. Let's say your cost per acquisition is 1,000 rupees. That means to acquire a customer, you spend 1,000 rupees to acquire them. You need to make sure that your average order value per person is also at least 1,000 so that you break even. To come in profits, you need to make this 1,100, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, whatever it is. Now the point is you can't increase your conversion rate because if you can play on conversion rate, let's say conversion rate is 2%. But now if you can convert 4%, better. You have automatically solved the problem. You don't need to think about average order value. This can be constant, but if CPA is 1,000 rupees and you get a conversion rate of let's say 2% pay, you make 1,000. Now if you convert 4%, you will make 2,000 because double conversion rate. So it's automatically sorted. Right? But yes, break even means equal to CPA equal to average order value. Right? So let's say you have put that my 1 hour is worth 2,000 rupees. So let's say it took 6 hours to make 6 calls booked. You need to make 12,000 rupees after that in order to get the equal ratio for your time. If you can raise the conversion rate, very good. But tell me one thing, is raising conversion rates very easy? Not at all. Right? Not at all. Bhuvan, सुनते जाओ, समझ में आ जाएगा. Not at all. Like to get, let's say you are converting 40% on a call. To get to 45% is very hard. Let's say you're converting 10% on a webinar. To get to 15% is very hard. Your landing page is converting at 40%. To get it to 45% is very hard. And to continuously increase those conversion rates is a very difficult job. That's why the only thing you can play is something called as average order value. That means the amount of transaction a person does with you. Right? Is it only in webinar content or client closing also? Everywhere. Right? So the only thing you have in your control is something called as average order value. Right? Abhi question आता है कि okay, I need to increase the average order value, but how do I do that? Because at scale, my message is getting diluted. That means I can't solve the same exact problem to get the average order value up. What can I do? The first way to increase your average order value is very easy. It's called as prices. Just raise your prices. Just keep on raising the prices. Because let's say 20 will book the call with you and you sell something of 20,000. That means per customer, per call booked, you're making 1,000 rupees on an average. If you raise the price of 40,000, now you're per call making 2,000 rupees. That means even if it takes 2 hours to book a call, that is okay with you because you're making 1,000 rupees an hour. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद प्राइसेस इज यू कैन extend it to a certain point. उसके बाद you can't, because it would create a problem. People would stop buying because it's too much problem that you're creating, right?
थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो। होप आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा। अगर अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज लाइक करिएगा, शेयर करिएगा अपने दोस्तों के साथ और उन एजेंसी ओनर्स के साथ जिनने आपको लगता है आपको हेल्प करनी चाहिए। लाइक जरूर करिएगा जिससे यूट्यूब को पता चले कि ये वीडियो सही में अच्छा है और ये दूसरे लोगों को रिकमेंड करे। सब्सक्राइब मत करो, गो टू माई चैनल, देखो क्या क्या वीडियोस है, समझो। अगर कंटेंट अच्छा लगे तो सब्सक्राइब करना। थैंक यू सो मच, सी यू अंटिल नेक्स्ट टाइम।